Hi, Alex.
Hey,
It's good to see you.
it's good to be back.
So I wanted to start off by getting a little bit of a read from you on how you felt about our last session. Was that
Well, I know you signed me journaling, and it did did okay. Did okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about what you mean by okay?
Well, I just take every morning before I got up, and every night before I went to bed, I did a few sentences, a paragraph, on how my day went, how I was feeling, and whatnot, and there's, I can definitely see how it could start to help.
Hmm. So you've been coming to see me now for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, can I be honest with you for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm getting a sense that you're not being fully open with me right now about the journaling. And I would like you to feel like this is a safe place for you to be able to express fully what you'd like to say. Because if something's not helpful...
Yeah. To be honest, the journaling was horrible. It actually made me more anxious than not. I think possibly because it's connected with my schooling. I know that that's caused me a lot of anxiety, and so sitting down to do more writing is definitely not helping.
Yeah.
There's a lot of writing in school, and I'm trying to say it's just really hard.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that the journaling really didn't help you. It actually...
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna probably stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to know that. I'm glad that you're able to tell me that, because really, I don't want to assign something to you that's gonna not help you and in fact do the opposite. It sounds like that actually was anxiety provoking for you, because
yeah, it definitely was. Yeah.
Because it's definitely connected to the kinds of things you would do in school, which, like we've talked about, is kind of one of the sources of your anxiety that we're trying to work through.
Yeah, definitely.
So, again, I want you to feel like you can say what you want to say and need to say to me, and without any fear of judgment or reprimand, because this really is a safe place. And I'm really appreciative of you, opening up and telling me that, because, like I said, I don't want to waste your time and, your money. So, how have some of the other things worked for you? We've talked about, addressing the coping mechanisms that you've had up to this point. So we've talked about, instead of going to drinking alcohol, instead of that you would call up your good friend who lives close by. How is that? Have you felt the need to do that? Have you done that?
I did do that, and it was actually very helpful. I know I just want to go out. I just want to have a good time. I just, and it's hard to do that. And but when I had the urge to do that, I was able to talk to my friend, and we just, once he got my mind off of it, when we started talking, it was definitely a lot better. It's still difficult, but I can see how it could definitely help. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So I used it a couple times last week.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that that's helping you.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Like we talked about, it doesn't have to be the same person.
Mm-hmm.
It could be. I know you're close with your girlfriend. We've talked about her a bit. Just someone that you can open up to and express what you're feeling. You don't
not her.
No, not her.
No, not her.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
It doesn't necessarily have to be specifically about your urge to go, drink. It's just something to do instead of.
Mm-hmm.
Something a little more helpful and productive.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad to hear that that's helping you.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to talk about your girlfriend a bit?
Well, not particularly. I mean, I guess we've, had our ups and downs, just like everybody else, But I think we're doing okay. I just feel like sometimes that I don't want her to know everything that's going on because I feel like she's gonna desert me. She won't be there for me anymore, and so I try not to try to make sure she doesn't know a lot of this stuff.
Talk to me a little bit more about that. You said you're afraid she'll desert you.
I mean, it's just hard, because I have all these issues, and she's like, oh man, is it really worth it? Is it not? And then I worry. I'm like, oh man, I'm really apathetic about the whole thing, and then I'm just like, do I really like her? Do I not? And then I'm worried, and then she's worried about it, and so I'm just trying to make it look like I'm okay, and that so she doesn't see it anymore, and that we can just move on. It's like I know that everything's fine, but it's not, and I'm trying to make it look like it is. I don't know. I'm tired of the questions and the everything. Like, how are you feeling today? Are you feeling as good as you were yesterday? So I'm trying to. I know this sounds horrible, but I'm trying to put up a front because it's difficult to see her suffering. It's difficult to see, as a result of me, so, I don't know. It's been really hard.
I'm getting the sense that this is maybe even another source of anxiety for you.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like everything's anxiety provoking. It's just the everything that I have to do. It's just one more thing, add on top of school, and then I'm living on my own now, and I'm trying to cook for myself, and I'm trying to get my schoolwork done, and I'm working 20 hours a week, and then girlfriend, and she wants some of that time too, and then I don't feel like I don't have a social life. I like to play basketball, but I can't do that because I'm too busy trying to get my schoolwork done. It's overwhelming. It's too much. It's just I just can't do it, man.
So I'd like to try something with you. If it would be okay.
I'm open to anything because I've tried a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm paying you the big bucks.
And I mean, you have been working really hard, and I don't want you to feel that you're coming here in vain, because I do see progress, even if maybe you're not aware of it. Just you coming every week says a lot. But I'd like to try something with you to maybe help you, something you can do that would maybe alleviate the anxiety that comes whenever these, whenever you're having thoughts like this, or whenever something provokes, higher levels of anxiety. I'd like to try something with you now that we can do here together, and then you can do it on your own as well.
Okay, I'd be up for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what this would be is it's called guided imagery.
Whoa, buddy, that sounds like hypnosis stuff right there. I don't do that.
I can see how it would sound like it, but it's not hypnosis.
Just a little leery about all this voodoo stuff.
No, completely understandable.
Oh, okay,
Completely understandable. But it's not hypnosis. What it is basically I guide you through the process of visualizing something, some place, someone that is a calming element to you.
Okay.
Something that will bring your anxiety levels down. So what this would look like is essentially you just closing your eyes and I would walk you through a visual scene.
So it's like somebody reading a book and you
Essentially.
imagining it.
Yes, it's just you using your imagination.
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
Okay, great. So, if you're willing to do this, all I would need from you is for you to tell me of a place, a time, or a person, a combination of those things, where you felt peace, where you felt calm and tranquil.
The first thing that came to mind was we had some friends from Florida, and they would come up to South Carolina every now and again, and we lived on all this property. And so me and my brother and these two guys, we would go in the woods. And we were about, I don't know, between 10 and 12. We'd go hang out in the woods and be cowboys and Indians and make forts. And it's such a relaxing time, You're out of school for the summer, no worries, no cares. It's happy,
Yeah. Great. Well, let's use that. Let's try that.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So if it's
give it a go.
Okay. So all I want you to do is to close your eyes.
Okay.
And we're gonna just start with some deep breathing. So just go ahead and inhale deeply. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And one more. And just keep breathing as we go through this. So, we're back in your hometown in South Carolina. It's summertime. It's really nice weather out. Your friends have come up from Florida to visit you for a couple days. It's middle of the afternoon, so the sun's nice and high up in the sky. You run outside and head into the woods where you spend a lot of time playing. You remember that the last time you were out there, you and your brother were the Indians and your friends were the cowboys, so this time it's time to reverse the roles. So this time you're the Indians and your friends are the cowboys. So start chasing you, start hollering and yelling and laughing, excited. You and your brother running through the woods, trying to stay ahead of them. Just weaving in between trees and branches and bushes. It's not too hot out, there's a nice breeze. Your friends pick up some sticks and chase you around some more. You and your brother pick up sticks and turn around to face the cowboys, the Indians. And you're fighting each other like you would when you're 11, 12. And you're laughing and tossing around in the leaves. And suddenly one of you decides it'd be fun to climb the tree that's nearby, so take a break from Indians and cowboys and climb that tree. Everyone picks a branch and you're just taking in the sunset. Take in the nice cool breeze. And you're just laughing and enjoying the summer day. Decide it'd be fun to build a fort. So you climb down from the tree, you start looking for sticks together. You start with big sticks, forming the base of the fort. You're all working together, passing sticks one to another, building as big of a fort as you've ever built before. Pretty soon the four of you are pretty worn out, and far in the distance you can hear your parents calling, telling you it's time to come home for dinner. So you race back home. You start to smell the food, the nice home-cooked meal that your parents have for all four of you. And you go in the house and you get ready for dinner. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. And breathe out. Come back. Open your eyes. How was that?
Wow. I didn't actually expect that to do anything, but it did. It probably cut my anxiety in half
That's awesome.
right there. Yeah. Yeah.
So does that seem like something that would be helpful to you, even on your own time?
Yeah, I would definitely do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I like using my imagination and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your interests are in film and music, so definitely I can see how this would be more in line with
Yeah.
that creative part of you.
Yeah.
So, we'll not do we won't do the journaling because that didn't seem to help you, and that's totally fine. So in place of that, whenever you feel your anxiety levels rising, just find a safe place that's quiet, and just go back there in your mind. You know, go back there with your friends, your brother, and just visualize that.
All right. I'll give it a go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Give it a try.
So this coming week, you know, well, if the need arises,
Yeah.
you know, you can do that. How has we've talked about spending some time outdoors and exercising. How has that been for you?
Well, I went out last week probably 3 times, and I walked just a nice sidewalk, you know, around my neighborhood, and so I walked it a few times, and I mean, it didn't seem to do much. I mean, I don't know, like, is it gonna help me in the long term? Is it more, or like, you know, is it even gonna work? Like, will this guided imagery work? Will anything that we do work? Like, is there research backing this? I mean, like, I don't want to just be doing it just to do it. I think because it makes me feel like there's so much to do. Like, it's just one more thing to do on top of everything else. You know what I mean? Like, I have to stop and I have to do this guided imagery, and I don't have time to stop and do the guided imagery. Because I already have to worry about, like, my getting my assignments done for the night. You know, Sunday by midnight. You know, everything's due, and I have to worry about, you know, taking my girlfriend out, and I have to worry about, you know, making sure my apartment's clean because my roommate doesn't do it, and it's so, and my work, like 20 hours a week, it's so overwhelming. I just don't, am I wasting my time? Or is this legit proven to work? Because and the other thing is I feel like it's almost more anxiety provoking because it's just adding something to my already stacked day. Is it going to work? Is it worth it? I just don't, I don't know how to view, I don't know how to, you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just one more thing to the crowded day. I don't know how to get it all done.
So what I'm hearing is that it seems like, you know, the things that I'm asking you to try, it just seems like something more to add to your list of things to do. And that's anxiety provoking and stressful.
Yeah, I mean, even right now, like,
yeah,
just thinking about it.
So I'd like you to try to think about it in a different way. Don't think of it so much as something new or extra to add to your list. Think of these things that we're doing in therapy as more of tools for your toolbox. Okay, you carry your toolbox around, and you don't necessarily have to plan to use anything in there unless something comes up that you might need to address. So these things aren't anything that you would need to add to your daily routine unless it was to help with your anxiety. If something's not broken, then there's no real need to reach in for a hammer or a screwdriver. So the goal here is just to help you be better equipped for those moments when the anxiety peaks and you don't really know what to do. So you can reach into your toolbox and grab one of these things that we've talked about, whether it be going out for a walk or doing the guided imagery, or calling a friend, and hopefully that will help alleviate that anxiety. Does that help in any way?
I guess I kind of
of.
understand it, but it's so much harder in practice because your mind's just going and going and going. It's so hard to stop it. You know what I mean? It's so hard to stop.
Yeah.
And just even feeling like sometimes taking time to do that activity will, in a way, bring more stress because that's time I'm not doing what I know I need to be doing. I mean, I it's like I get you, but at the same time, it's like those feelings are still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I see how this could be difficult. I see that. But I'd like you to think about a little bit about what you've done up to this point, before coming here and before talking through this. The things you've done to address the anxiety up until this point. How helpful have those things been?
Guess they haven't really done anything for me. I guess all this time it was just kind of like, just keep going, you know. You can do it. Just keep pushing through, and everything will be fine. And it just get worse and worse. Finally realized that it's too much.
So, sounds like what you've done so far up until coming here for therapy, you've just pushed through the anxiety.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah, definitely.
Can you try and imagine this with me for a second? You're in your home, right?
Okay.
And there's a storm. Okay? And
You want me to close my eyes?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
This isn't it's not guided imagery.
okay.
This isn't gonna calm you. Just imagine you're at home and it's a heavy storm, a strong storm, and your ceiling is leaking water into your home. And instead of addressing the leak, you just go about your day. You cook dinner, you go about your day, you do your laundry, you clean the house up. You might even have guests over. And throughout all of this, the ceiling is still leaking. You reach the end of your day, you're ready for bed. And you might have accomplished everything you set out to do, but is the ceiling fixed? Is it still leaking? It is, because you haven't addressed it. So, pushing through your day, trying to get through the tasks that you have before you, it may seem like you're doing okay, but this anxiety is like that leak. If you don't try and address it, it's not going to go away. So, these things we're trying are to help you address the leak in your home so that you can focus on getting those things done without having to think about the fact that there's a leak in your ceiling. Does that help put things in perspective a little bit?
Yeah. I've never thought about it that way. Yeah, definitely never thought about it that way.
And you mentioned earlier about how you're doubtful about how useful or effective these techniques are. And I don't want to discount that because that's a valid concern. And the things that we're doing here are within the cognitive behavioral approach to therapy. And there's actually a lot of research and studies that support these types of techniques as being very effective when it comes to addressing issues with depression and anxiety.
So that's me, so...
So I don't want you to think that these techniques are not legitimate or effective. And I mean, I would be glad to, in our next session, to bring you recent studies that show that. And I encourage you to, in your own time, research, online, just research CBT is what it's abbreviated, and just read up on it and see for yourself whether or not, these techniques seem effective or not.
Alright, I'll try and find place in my schedule for it.
I mean, don't stress about it. I mean, it's just for you to, quell some of the doubts that you may have, which again are valid. I wouldn't want you to go to a doctor, to a physician, and not question, at least to a reasonable amount, how effective the medication is, or if it's been used before, on other people. So
that makes sense.
I encourage that, definitely.
Yeah.
So, like I said, don't feel like you have to do it this week, but I'll bring studies myself in paper, and so you can take home and read at your own time. And again, don't feel stressed about having to read it. It's not homework. It's just for you. It's for you. And so, reaching the end of this session, I just wanted to open it up to you to see if there's anything else you wanted to bring up.
Yeah, there is. Because I know we've touched on in the previous session, like how my family wants me to go in a certain direction, how I'm trying to slowly get them to realize that I don't want to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I never did want to be a doctor. I want to be artistic. I want to make films. I want to write music. That's what I want to do. And how can I tell them that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this isn't the direction that I want to go, but they're so obsessed with everybody being doctors and lawyers and just very successful people. And I feel like I'm the oddball out. All my brothers and sisters are very, very successful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of them's at Yale, still in their undergrad, but they're doing it in biology. They're going pre-med. Another one is at Harvard Law School. And here I am, like, pushed through, got a 3.9 GPA in biochemistry, but it's not me. It's not who I am. I don't even know how I did it, but I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. It's not me. And I just want to do what I love. How can I get them to be accepting of that? I don't know, because I've tried everything.
So what I'm hearing is you're still feeling pressure from your parents, from your family to go one direction, a direction that may seem to them as being more successful, more in line with success and achievement, but that's not really where your heart is set. You're wanting to go more of a creative route with your film production and music, and you'd like a way to communicate that to your parents and your family.
Yeah, definitely. I just don't know how to do it because they basically feel like I'm throwing my life away. Like I'm going to be the starving artist and I'm not going to have any money. I'm not going to have a future. Nobody's going to want to marry somebody who can't provide. And even if I did, like I wouldn't be able to take care of my kids.
Okay.
And they're just like, we're not going to help you. That's the decision that you've made. So you're going to have to, live with it. So,
Yeah. So
I feel like I have no support in the direction that I want to go, but I can't continue in the route that I'm going. It's not. I think we've discovered in these sessions that it's not healthy for me. If I really don't want to do it, then it's not going to benefit me.
So I'm hearing quite a bit. There's a lot, there's a lot of weight to what you just said.
Yeah.
And I would love to delve deeper into all of that in our next session.
Okay.
So, but one thing I would like you to think about, everything you've said about those expectations as far as, who's going to want to marry the starving artist, or how are you going to make money that way, how are you going to live? I'd just like you to think about whose beliefs or thoughts those actually belong to. Are they your beliefs, or are they your parents' beliefs? I think in our next session we'll delve deeper into that, and just something food for thought for this week, because I think you have the answer. I think you have the answer. It's just a matter of sifting through what's there, what's clouding everything. So next session we'll definitely, I want to check in with you next session as to if you had need of using the guided imagery, which we did in this session, and then we'll delve deeper into those things, and maybe we can make that into the long-term goal, being able to communicate these things to your parents, to your family. How does that sound?
Yeah, I'd really like that. Yeah, I think we're on the right track.
Okay, great. And just something I like to ask is you know now because you've been coming to see me regularly now. I always like to ask how you're feeling as far as suicidal ideation. Any thoughts of committing suicide, killing yourself?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think everything's okay.
Good.
I can definitely see though how if things continued, I could start having thoughts. But right now, no way. I want to live. Yeah. I want to do what I love.
That's good to hear.
And I know I can get back there. I just need help.
Yeah. It's good to hear. You want to live. Other people want you to live. I want you to live. So, we'll meet up again next week, and we'll keep going. We'll keep working through it all.
All right.
All right. I'll walk you out.